at the end.
Yeah, when I left, because I had to
And
go.
no, we didn't really go through much more. I do have the recording up, so I can send you the link to it. But
Mm,
there wasn't anything on the
yeah.
second session that we logged into, so you didn't
Oh,
miss much.
yeah. And today also I probably be able to stay till 8:30. So,
I'll keep it up until 8:30 anyway. I won't go for a full hour, so we'll just do the half an hour.
okay. So it's 1 hour, is it? Okay. Okay.
No, we'll just do until half past. So it's
Okay.
just the next 20 minutes and we'll be done pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted to go through with you guys is trades that I found today, which yesterday I was talking about the 5 steps of having an entry. Outside of those 5 steps, there are scenarios and schemes that are repeating themselves. Okay. So those see this, what I show you. I'm going to send you the screenshots of this. You'll be able then to see that when you go back in time, they're repeating. Same thing over and over again. So they're not exactly like the 5 steps yesterday, but I'm glad they happened today so I can actually show you guys. So you can see what I mean by go back, analyze Sniper, learn things that are happening over and over again. So then you'll be able to find your next setup,
Mm-hmm.
even without the 5 steps. Okay. So first one that happened today was around here. And before I'm going to explain it, I'm going to say first thing I do when I go onto Sniper is check my news. So the 2 websites, is there any red news around the time that I'm going to be sitting on Sniper? If there's no red news, I'm good to go and analyze the market before I'm entering. So that's what I did. And then the first thing, as always, I looked for my purple and orange lines. Okay. So I looked back because when I entered Sniper, I was around here when I got to Sniper. And I decided to look back because this has happened before. So I'll explain it now. But before I went on to what's happening now, now when I went on to Sniper, and I looked at the orange, went back, and I'm seeing that it has been an uptrend for a long, long time. And here was the moment where it changed trend. So the orange line from above went below, and the purple went above it. Okay. So this was the change. So going back then, I was checked and double checked. This was the first touch of the orange line. So usually when the first touch is happening, it's going to continue with the trend. But this was an amazing example of what usually happens when it touches the EMA. It touched the EMA. We went up to the middle line, so the middle one that goes through the chart, and it turns blue and red. And then it went below the orange line, a little bit above it, back down, and then pretty much went up, and that happened. Okay. So what is important to me is that it touched the orange line, went back up, came back down, and then more than likely over here, the blue card showed. When the blue card showed, it was in the Bollinger lines. Everything was with the 5 steps I was discussing. So the blue line here in the middle showed me where the candle closed on blue. So I would have entered here if I had been at the chart at that time. Because I wasn't, I came around here. So I'd already hit a profit, okay? But because it was the first touch of the orange line and it broke through the purple, because the purple here was above. So it broke through the purple. It came back down to the middle line. I entered here. I put my stop loss very safely, so below that lowest. And then it hit profit over here. So this was a trade I've taken myself today. And this scheme that I'm showing you repeats itself over and over again. And I'm going to see if I can find one. They don't happen like every day, but they repeat themselves. That's why it's important to go and kind of analyze what's happening. Let me see if I can find something like it again.
And that'd be the same other way around. So, like, if they were above, would you go into a sell transaction?
Yeah. Same thing would have happened, yeah. So let me
I think you
see
have
if
it
I
here.
can find another example. So I think I have an example here. I'm just going to double check it. Yeah. So crossed over from above to below. Then over here, let me write it out. So it had our, let's say, first touch point here. Came up to the middle line. And then in this scenario, it came back down. So I wouldn't be buying here yet. And then went here again, over here. And then this would have counted as this, pretty much. So you can see like a W sign. It's forming here below the orange line. So the first touch of the orange line, back up to the middle line, down below the orange, into the middle, back out, and then it continued on. So it's like a W below the orange line when we're looking at buys. And then same scenario here. It broke through the purple line. I probably wouldn't have entered until here for another trade, but this one wouldn't have been a long one like that. But when I have a trade like this, I pretty much monitor it and us to make sure that it doesn't go to stop loss. So here, like I wouldn't have probably put it that far as a stop loss. What is wrong with my...
Would you only trade on 1 minute, or do you trade in other time frames?
1 minute only. Yeah, only 1 minute. So here pretty much like that scheme showed again. So this is pretty the same one like I just showed you here. And it's always the first touch point. So
You
here
show
like we
another
don't really...
example, Natalia, from scratch.
Oh, because you've missed the start of the session, Emily. So you
I
didn't see the
know.
first part of it.
Sorry about that.
Please, where are the two boys?
What's his name? Sean is upstairs. I told him to join. Kevin, I don't know. He's fixing someone's car or something. 2 seconds. I'll tell Sean to
I'm
go.
gonna have a recording of this so you'll be able to watch it.
Right.
But
Sean,
yeah, so I was
did you join
pretty
the
much
meeting?
explaining
This man
my
playing Roblox.
entry from today. So explaining my entry from today, I was showing how it went down and touched the orange line, came back up, then made a W sign, and then it continued on. So here a blue card was showing, giving you the 5 rules of entry, and then that would have been like a 1-2. Oh my God, that would have been a very good trade. If let's say we entered with the conditions, if you continued it running, you could have even had a 1-3. So risking 10, having 30. And that is the first touch point of the orange line that I look out for as well. So that's one other part that I look at because it's the same scenarios happening. And how I discussed yesterday that I don't place trades that are contra trend. So if I'm in a bullish, so if I'm buying, I don't exactly enter trades that are on a sell. However, that usually after like a breakout like this, we have something happening here. So we have a comeback here, and it's the middle line, so the blue and the red line. So it broke through that line, came back up, broke through it again, came back up, and then on the third time that it broke through that line, I entered a trade when it touched that middle line. So this was my entry, and I actually did close it in a profit before it rocketed up. I partially took out profits as it was going down because it's a very gray area when it comes to doing a sell when you're on a buy trend. But because of seeing those same scenarios happening over again, you're able to see, okay, after the touch of the orange line, you have that breakout, you have the W, you have your profit. It's going to come down below the middle line. So the middle line is the blue one, and then if the candles are below it, it's red. So if it breaks through it twice, and then the third time it breaks through it, and it comes back to that line, I went into a sell position. And I got myself a profit in there. Over here, the +4 that showed up, at the time of the chart, the candles weren't in the Bollinger lines. Like I've discussed yesterday that they have to be in the middle line. They weren't in the middle line at the time of entry. So I didn't enter that trade, but that would have been a beautiful trade as well. And like that, once again, like it didn't touch the orange, but broke through the purple, coming back down, and then looking at around here, I would have placed maybe an order that would have been a little bit of a risk, and because it's going to continue on, or it's going to go down. It's either or. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys those trades that I had today because they do happen, and the more you look back at the chart, you'll be able to see they're repeating themselves. Questions?
So we want to follow the middle line, yeah?
So with this, yeah, so when you have because the middle line is pretty much your safeguard, so it's like it's continuing that trend. So when it broke here to the orange, you can see the middle line turned red for a little bit. And then after the breakthrough, it went blue. So it's telling you that it's continuing to be a bullish trend.
Anyway, when you make the video, yeah, of this, where are you gonna post in it, Talia? Telegram?
I have the videos up on YouTube. I'll send you on the
YouTube is
link to
better.
the channel.
YouTube is better now.
Yeah, I have a channel up on YouTube. I have Polish sessions there as well, but I have the English ones as well.
Nice. So what's your name on there?
Send your YouTube into like the messenger or something.
Yeah. I will.
I will subscribe.
Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to share with you guys those kind of entries. I'll screenshot those entries with notes on them, so you'll be able then to see if they're repeating and go back to the chart before, like the times, because that's pretty much how you're going to learn the same scenarios happening over and over again. So looking back at the chart, looking back for the same scenarios like that W at the orange. And it's only the first touch point of the orange after the change. So for now, I can only show you examples of the buying scenario. And like I have shown you here, because there hasn't been any sell scenarios like that. But here as well. Same thing happened. Back and analyze. They keep happening. Let me see if I can find anything else. Because they don't happen often, they don't happen every day. No, I won't be able to find them now. Well, actually, I might have a cell one to show you. I just need to check. Yeah, so I actually have a cell one to show you an example. So here you can see it went from a bullish to a bearish. So it's after changing to be on a sell position. So I'm looking for the first touch point with the orange EMA. And here it is, okay? So what you're looking for here on this side of so it crossed above it, came back to the middle line, up again, and then this is your forming. So you see the first breakthrough came back to the line, and then it created an M form, like an N first, and then M as a continuation. So I would have been looking for cells here, and I would have entered a cell at the third point above that EMA because it was the first touch point of the EMA. And mostly the first touch points on the orange EMA, the orange line, that is my sign to enter a trade. And then, of course, I have to have the card and make sure that everything is in line. But that's an example of a sell one.
Okay, I noticed that you pay more attention to the orange line than the purple. Is it more important? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you can see here, like the chart went above purple, but it's still under the orange. So it's still the orange one is the main one when it comes to the trend.
Okay.
When it touches the purple, it's just making like a correction and following on. So it touches the purple one more often. And more often you actually have entries from the purple line with the indication. Like here, it was a down and then it came back up. But you're in between those two lines, you're still in a downtrend. So you're still looking for sell positions. And here was a second
If
touch.
it's in between the yellow and purple line, is that what you mean? It's still a sell trend.
It's still, yeah. So unless like it breaks the purple and then the orange continues, you're still in that trend. So you're still following that same trend.
Okay.
So here it kind of broke the orange line a few times, but then it went into consolidation. So when the two lines are in between the chart, so there was no clear vision of where it's going. Then it did go into a downtrend, but more than likely here what happened was news. So news completely changed the direction. That's why I don't trade when news are coming out. And then here went into an uptrend. And even here, even if the lines were like that, you can see the W sign here. So even though it's not under the EMA, you can still see kind of the same
I'm
scenario.
not sure if I observed it right. The orange and purple line switch when the trend change. So when you have
when it's a buy trend, the orange line is always on the bottom.
around,
When it's in a sell trend, the orange one is on the top.
Okay.
So the orange one is always on the outside, on the outskirts of the whole chart. So
again,
it's either going to be
on the outside it's so on the top, orange on top of purple, it's sell trend.
1 minute. So here you have an example where the orange is on the bottom, the purple one is above it.
Yeah.
That's a buy trend. And then if the orange line is on the top and the purple is on bottom below it, you're in a sell trend.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much it. So you're looking for the same scenarios happening over and over again. And the reason I don't trade news, the red news, is because the trend could completely go out and do whatever it wants because of the news. So looking back and looking at the chart and seeing the same scenarios happening over and over again. Make sense?
Yeah, pretty much. I'll go over the video probably again, but yeah, you explained fairly good bit. And I probably open it and observe myself. I'll start looking at the chart, like you said.
Yeah, so it's more looking at the chart, not like, oh, I'm looking for the first card to show up and I'm entering a trade, but to actually analyze it and look for those entries, because quality of the entries are more important than how many you're entering. So instead of entering 10 trades a day, where 4 or 5 are stop losses and the rest are profits, you're at a 0, to finding 2 or 3 proper setups on Sniper, and you're done for the day.
Well, what I noticed so far, what I noticed is the cards is working out very well for me. Like when they have maybe not all the indication, all the 5, but I noticed that the cards work very well for me, and of course the line, obviously. But I kind of since all the cards show up and I went into a trade, that actually worked out fine, very good for me.
Were the lines, the orange and the purple, in line with the movement?
To be honest, I can't remember now. I don't want to lie to you. I think they were in the middle. They were a small bit in the middle, I think, and risky.
Okay.
But I can't remember.
Next time have a look where those 2 lines are situated when you're entering the trade. So, any more questions?
Like the yellow line is the most important one, you say, yeah? Like the one that determines the trend.
Yeah, that's the one that confirms what you're going to be doing on the day of that chart when you're entering it.
I'll be looking for them W's now all morning tomorrow.
They don't show all the time. So it's when the orange line, so for example, if the trend was selling, so then it crossed the line crossed over and it became a trend up, you're looking for that W at the first touch point of that orange line, and then you're continuing the trend. But it's only the first touch point. If you try and do that on the second or third touch point, more than likely it's going to be a stop loss.
And
because at that point,
where does the first stop point start?
So I'll show you here. So for example, here, you're in a consolidation and that orange line is above. So this was a sell and then consolidation. So the orange line then broke through the chart and it went below the purple.
Okay.
So this is a sign that the trend is now up. So what you're looking for is the first touch point of the chart after that change. So here, keep going, boom. That's the first touch of that orange line. So you're looking for the first touch point, back to the middle line, and then you're looking for that W and your card to tell you continue the trend.
And then you start on the third touch point, that's when you put your trade.
Yeah, so the first touch point, back the second one, the third one, and at the third one, you're going to have a card telling you that it's going to be going up.
Yeah.
So then, of course, you're looking at the bottom. You're checking that the candle closes at the blue, and then that's where you enter it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
have five minutes left if anyone has any questions.
No, I'd say it's more of a go practicing now.
Yeah.
To start seeing like the patterns.
And go over it again, make it stuck, and test it.
Yeah, it's practice. It's practice makes perfect. It's
That
like
was
with
it.
any, like I said on the in-person in Ireland, if you're playing a sport or you have a hobby, you start crap, but you get used to it. And you get start to learn it and see the same things. You repeat it, and it just becomes a habit after that.
True. If you do something for 30 days straight, it becomes a habit.
Exactly.
I don't know where I heard that, but I think that's true.
I had it in the video before I came onto the chat.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
See how what a coincidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's
So
just more of a try like get used to the chart and look for like what's it called, patterns, like
yeah,
the W's and M's.
yeah. And they're just five rules of entering and just looking
Yeah.
at the chart and just seeing the same scenarios happening
I
over and
did
over again.
I did today some big good trades. I won't lie. Two
Well
long
then,
ones.
send me a screenshot of those trades.
Yeah, I did. I even tagged you. It's on my
All of
story.
them.
Oh, I'll try.
So in your history on your MetaTrader.
Oh, it's embarrassing. I don't want to. No, listen.
Well,
I
if
just,
it's embarrassing,
I'm
then
messing.
yeah,
I'm messing. It's in profit. There's nothing to be embarrassed about.
yeah. Well, send it on to me so I can
All
have
right.
a look.
Okay. Hi. If you see anything else than gold, that's because I didn't. I thought I was trading gold, and I bought something else by an accident. That's why it's like not gold. That's what's embarrassing.
Well, it happens,
Yeah.
but yeah,
You
when
don't.
that happens, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was my own fault. I just didn't see that it didn't have. That I didn't change it to XAUUSD. It was
Okay.
a BTC.
So when you go onto your panel, you have like quotes that you can add and delete.
Yeah.
So delete the ones you don't want to trade
Yeah.
and just keep gold.
True. No
So
problem anyway.
okay. So there's two more minutes on the session. So
What can I say? What can I say? Trying to get the people. Hi, I met a fella, Peter. Do you want to hear the story? It's a funny story, yeah? Because I was listening. They ruined it for me today at the same time. I was actually sitting down, yeah, watching food, and I'll try find it and I'll send you a picture. But there was a perfect place to trade, yeah, for a sell. And I goes to split you, my friend, yeah, who's moving. I said, do you want to see now? I will make some money in front of you, just like joking, yeah? And he goes, because he's moving houses and there's a guy moving in. And he goes, do you want to learn how to make money online or something like this? And he's like, what, Forex? And I just explained to him, like, what's happening, and I showed him, and he got very interested. Like, he asked me to show you Instagram and everything. I don't know if he added you or not. But I told him, like, there's a boot camp for free. And he was like, oh, yeah. Like, very interested.
and no, he
And I
hasn't
never met him
added me.
before. No.
No.
He is flat out moving houses because he just bought a house off my friend. But maybe, he's thinking.
Okay, guys. We're gonna finish up. We'll go again tomorrow. Any questions in the meantime that you have, gather them and I'll answer them tomorrow, okay?
That's
Okay.
perfect.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Natalia, for today. And
You're
I'm not sure if I
welcome.
see you tomorrow, but I will try.
Okay, I'll send you the recording anyway. They're
I'll
gonna
be
be on
there.
YouTube, so.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Perfect.
Thank you, Natalia.
Bye.
Bye bye.